Shavua Tov, everyone. Welcome to Tillis Tells Stories for Saturday night. The title of this week's video is Chosen to Know the Future. I compiled and adapted it from several issues of Torah Wellsprings, teachings of Rabbi Elimelech Biederman of Jerusalem, as translated by Rabbi Bork Tversky. While still living in Europe, the chasidic Rabbi Shlomo of Zevhil had thousands of followers. Nevertheless, for a full 3 years after he made Aliyah to Israel and settled in Jerusalem in 1926, no one knew his true identity as the Rebbe to whom thousands had flocked in his native land. But then, a chance visitor from his hometown who was visiting Jerusalem and recognizing him revealed his secret to the stunned worshippers in the shul that the Rebbe sat in all day, every day, immersed in Torah study. Rabbi Shlomo Goodman of Zevhil. Shlomka is a diminutive, a kind of nickname for Shlomo. Rabbi Shlomo Goodman of Zevhil passed away at age 75 on the 26th of Iyar, the 41st day of the counting of the Omer, corresponding to the divine attributes of Yesod in 1945. He was a descendant in direct paternal line from Rabbi Yechiel Michal of Zolotchov, a major follower of the Baal Shem Tov. In 1901, he became the fourth of the Zevhil dynasty and the first one to be based in Israel, to where he moved in 1926. Famed for his remarkable deeds of kindness, he particularly concentrated on rescuing youths from missionaries and inculcating the importance of the laws of family purity to the masses, while still finding time to answer complicated questions in Jewish law. When the Nazis were getting close to the Holy Land, Reb Shlomo and other tzaddikim, very pure holy Jews, went to the grave of the great tzaddik and Kabbalist, the Or Chaim. He lived from 1696 to 1743. He's buried on Mount of Olives, and there they prayed for the Jewish people and the land. Their prayers were answered. The Nazis were defeated in Egypt before they could manage to enter the land. Throughout the war years, Rabbi Shlomo was very active with his prayers to help the Jews in Egypt. He passed away on the day World War II ended. Tzaddikim said that his departure on the day the war ended demonstrates his close connection to the spiritual battle against the Germans. When people came to Rabbi Shlomo asking him to pray for the ill, he would immerse in a mikveh and then be able to perceive whether the person would live or die. By the way he responded after the immersion in the mikveh, people discerned their beloved one's fate. And Reb Shlomo was always correct. His attendant, Rabbi Elia Roth, Olav Shalom, may rest in peace, asked him, "How do you know what will be the future? Are you the Urim Turim, the breastplate with precious stones that helped the high priest to prophesy in the temple?" Rabbi Shlomo replied, "In our generation, the master of the universe's direct supervision of the world is concealed. This is not a good thing. People don't see this, don't see his hands-on management, and this leads to questions in faith. Therefore, God chooses a tzaddik in every generation to whom the concealment of his presence does not apply. Through him, awareness of God is revealed in the world." Roth understood that Rabbi Shlomo was implying that he was that tzaddik. Through him, the Creator was revealed into the world. At his home, Rabbi Shlomo had an open-door policy. Everyone was welcome. People said the only indication of his ownership was that when someone came in, he would ask them whether they wanted bread and jam. Once, a mentally unstable person entered, and Rabbi Shlomo offered him bread and jam. The slightly deranged man retorted, "You can eat bread and jam. I want pita with eggs." That was perhaps the only time ever that the Rebbe ever went to the grocery store. He bought pita and eggs and fried them for his guest. After the man finished his meal, he asked, "And what about the jam?" Rabbi Shlomo brought out the jam and asked him how much he wanted. "The entire jar," the man replied. And Rabbi Shlomo gave it to him. There was a yeshiva student from Hebron who slept in Rabbi Shlomo's home. He asked the Rebbe to wake him up at 6 in the morning. "I can't do that," the Rebbe said. The fellow woke up at 6 o'clock and saw to his surprise that the Rebbe was already sitting at his table learning Torah. The following night, the young man asked Reb Shlomo again to awaken him at 6 in the morning. I can't do that, Reb Shlomo replied. Again, the student awoke at 6 anyway and saw that Reb Shlomo was already awake. The third night, he again asked Reb Shlomo to please awaken him at 6 in the morning. I can't do that, the Rebbe said. Why can't you, the student asked, now frustrated for the third time. I see that you are anyway awake at that hour. Reb Shlomo handed him some money and said, buy yourself an alarm clock if you want, but I can't wake you. Upon awakening in the morning, most people feel a little bit uncomfortable. Even if he wants to wake up early, he still feels uneasy right when he awakens. And I don't want to cause another Jew distress, not even for a short moment. The Rebbe of Gur, the Beis Israel, he lived from 1895 to 1977, said that since Reb Shlomo was exceptional in his fear of heaven, it is propitious for our own fear of heaven to speak about his ways and to visit his grave. Indeed, for the first few yortzites, the Beis Israel would spend time at Rabbi Shlomo's grave. The former chief rabbi of Jerusalem, Rabbi Yosef Tzvi Doshinsky, he lived from 1867 to 1948, said that the holiness of Rabbi Shlomo was comparable to that of the sages of the Mishnah and the Talmud. Every year at the Yortzeit memorial meal for Rabbi Shlomo of Zevhil, the Lelev Rebbe, Rabbi Moshe Mordechai, he lived from 1903 to 1987, he would say that he was in the room when the Tahara procedure, the respectful cleansing of the body before the burial, was made on this great tzaddik. Generally, there's a bad odor in the room, but this time we smelled pleasant herbs and spices. He also reported that he asked Rabbi Shlomo's son and successor, Rabbi Gedalia Moshe Goodman, who was also present then, whether Zevhil had a custom to bring nice-smelling substances into the purification room. He replied that there was never such a custom and that there was no spices or herbs in the room that day. Yet everyone present smelled the spices. This was a sign of the holiness of this great tzaddik, Rabbi Shlomo Goodman of Zevhil. As a tzaddik, it's appropriate that Rabbi Shlomo was born on the Yisod day of the counting of the Omer. In Kabbalah, the Sephira, the divine attribute of Yisod, classically translated as foundation, is associated with the tzaddikim, as the verse proclaims, Tzaddik Yisod Olam. The tzaddik is the foundation of the world. May the merits of these foundation folk continue to protect all of us. Shavua Tov, have an outstanding week.